Alright, I'm back with another Destiny 2 video, and it's resets. Obviously no story things are happening, but there was a hotfix today, and normally I wouldn't cover hotfixes, but this one seems to be generating a little more controversy than normal, I'd say. It's not a very big one, and yet everybody is very mad, or at least a very specific group of people are very mad. So we'll just go through it, and the mad part is at the end. Lightfall reverted the change that removed the third refraction core in Heist Battlegrounds. Yeah, that was annoying. It just deleted that for some reason. The easy core you can get up top. Next, they need to make the lasers not one-shot you, because that is deeply annoying, but whatever. Fix an issue where previously defeated enemies and champions are respawning if you wipe in Lake of Shadows. Yep, that meant if you wiped, it was literally impossible to get platinum, because it was respawning champions and counting you as not killing them. I ran into that. The 1 week Lake of Shadows was up, like, I don't know, a month ago, and that was deeply annoying then. Guardian Games fixed an issue where the normal matchmaking options for Supremacy were missing their descriptions, fixed an issue where the Era Parent Quest and Catalyst are not progressing via most main medallion sources, fixed an issue where the Fly the Flag bounty is taking much longer than intended to complete, fixed an issue where the Champ seal was not able to be gilded. Are we going to fix all the other seals that lost their gildings? Because that would be great. And here we go. Weapons. Fix an issue where swapping from a slug shotgun to another shotgun could allow massive damage output. There's now a 2-second window where a weapon cannot be fired after swapping to it from the inventory screen. Fix an issue where enhanced eager edge perk would deactivate earlier than intended. Okay, so it's this is like part of the, like, okay, this is a massive damage thing you can do. Like, this was doing this with a few different shotguns in the past where, like, every pellet was going to count as a slug shotgun pellet, which was like just crazy damage. This is the one that everyone is not super happy about. There's now a 2-second window where a weapon cannot be fired after swapping to it from the inventory screen. So this is trying to kill the idea of these, speedrunner, solo, ultra crazy challenge endgame players that were, like, switching between loadouts and weapons really fast, depending on what the moment called for it. Like, you would use one thing for ad clear, and then it was like boss DPS time, and then you would hit the boss with one thing and, like, swap the tractor cannon and whatever. Like, I don't know all the strategies, but that was, like, kind of the point of doing it, as a way to help boost your damage as a solo player up to the point, or a duo, whatever, low man, so you could do things you might not otherwise be able to do with, like, kind of hard damage checks. Like, I get why Bungie thinks they need to change things like that, and yet I don't feel like this is good. Like, I don't understand why they bother doing things like this in the first place. Like, 99.99% of the community is not doing, like, crazy fast, swapping glitches and things like that are gonna, crazily boost their DPS. And, like, this really only affects the top upper echelon of people, which are also the most dedicated people to the game. The ones, a lot of them with, that are big kind of community leaders or social media people, and, like, everyone was celebrating the guy who killed Solo Nezarek, and guess how he did it? Using this method. It was still really, really, really hard. It was still, like, borderline impossible, but now this affects everything. This may even affect normal players that are just, like, trying to swap weapons on the fly. There was a video, yeah, here it is, from Destiny Tracker, which shows the delay in action. I'll just play it. So you swap, and you just sit there, and that's the delay. So, like, even just, like, a normal swap, that feels very bad. Like, I think that's going to affect everyone more than Bungie might realize. So I don't think this was necessary. This just seems like prodding people who are already predisposed to kind of think Bungie is not supportive of their antics, doing, like, some of the toughest things in the game. And this seems, a 2-second window seems severe enough where I think regular players are going to run into this to some extent, and then, like, wonder why their guns are, like, aren't firing, or, like, stutter firing when they first take them out. Like, I just don't see the need for this. And, like, maybe this is, like, a patch fix in favor of some larger change, which is coming down the line, because, everyone always hated, they hated they hate quick swapping in general. Like I remember when it was quick swapping between rotating between select shotguns and things. They didn't like that. And now it is quick swapping via either loadouts or via just switching out your individual weapon for low man things. And like I just there's no reason to do this. I think this is probably something that should be reverted. It just seems like you are unnecessarily hampering a part of the game that some people care a lot about, and then other people will just not run into this at all or not be like, quote, abusing this in any capacity. But now they might notice that their guns aren't firing after swapping to them because it's a 2 full second window, which is ridiculous. It just seems like pointlessly antagonistic, and I would love to hear some sort of like actual explanation as to the thought process of like why this specific thing needed to be fixed. So that's all there really is to say about it. We'll see if there's any additional statements that come out about this, but right now my timeline is full of people like being very mad, being saying that Bungie is going down the wrong path here, to say the least, and I can agree with that. I'm not all for just screaming about things on the timeline necessarily, but I don't think this was a good idea, and just something that kind of no one was asking for. But anyway, I will play a little bit of Guardian games this reset, but I am going out of town on Thursday, so I don't really have a ton of time. So maybe tomorrow a little bit and Monday, but we'll see. I still don't have any of my god rolls for the scout rifle, but I don't really like that scout rifle that much anyway, so I don't know how much I'm going to care. I'm also getting near the end of Jedi Survivor, but this is like a giant game that has taken up, most of my playtime right now. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.